What's a rabbit hole you wished you never jumped in? I am utterly haunted by the Paria diving incident, named for the very evil Paria fuel trading company. 5 divers were working on an oil rig, doing underwater maintenance or something, when an explosion and sudden pressure change sucked all the men into an 80-centimeter wide pipe. A pipe meant for liquids at high pressure, not humans. By horrible, cruel luck, they ended up in an air pocket. All injured, broken legs, snapped collarbones, dislocations, and it's pitch black inside this pipe. Again, not intended for humans to ever enter. But they sound off and check that they're all alive. Their equipment is mostly smashed up from being violently pulled hundreds of meters inside a pipe, barely wide enough for a human in less than a second. They do, however, have one functional air tank. They decide to send the least injured man back to try to get help, as he'll have the best chance of making it back at all. Christopher. It was pitch dark, and they weren't totally sure which way was back, and which way was untold kilometers of narrow, lightless pipe. Plus, they had no idea how far into the pipe they'd been pulled. Perhaps the air would run out before Christopher made it out, and he'd drown. He promised them he'd do whatever it took to send rescue. Almost 2 hours later, other workers, including Christopher's supervisor, heard his knocking from the site of the pipe's now closed intake valve. They were stunned. They'd assumed no one could have possibly survived. Christopher immediately and repeatedly told them the others were all alive, inside the pipe, and that rescue must begin as soon as possible. He volunteered to help go back and rescue them, or at least guide other rescuers